Hello, everyone. My name is Scott Wustein. I'm the talent administrator for the city of Davenport. Thanks for joining me today on this virtual police officer applicant workshop. Now, we created these workshops to really dive into the process of becoming a Davenport police officer. It can take a while. It can take anywhere from 4 to 5 months. So we designed this program to help interested candidates who may be thinking about protecting and serving in our community the full scope of what is ahead. So please listen in, and at the end, if you have any questions, you'll be provided my email address where you can send me any additional questions you may have. But let's get started. The Davenport Police Department is committed to the values of integrity, fairness, competency, and professionalism through positive and meaningful police-citizen interactions and partnerships. These interactions and partnerships preserve the peace and safety of the community, making Davenport a desirable place to live. So a quick overview on the Davenport Police Department. We're an agency with approximately 170 sworn police officers. This also includes about a staff of 25 to 30 civilian staff who also work within the department. There are 3 divisions. The Patrol Division. The Patrol Division is the most recognizable. These are the marked police cars and the officers in uniform out in the community each and every day, 365 days, 24 hours a day. It is also our largest division. There's the Criminal Investigation Division, which houses our Detective Bureau. The detectives work out of the Criminal Investigation Division. And then there's the Services Division, which encompasses some of our special units, including our Community Impact Team, our officers who are working in specific neighborhoods on crime prevention strategies. And also, this also houses our Records Bureau as well. So some of the special units and assignments that someone can be assigned to within the police department include possibly the K-9 unit out of patrol, the Traffic Bureau, which investigates traffic accidents and enforces traffic laws in the city. Also, like I said earlier, the Crime Prevention Team, the Community Impact Team. There's also the Tactical Operations Bureau, which is our SWAT team, our highly trained members that respond to incidences of highly critical natures. The city of Davenport also responds to about 103,000 calls for service each and every year. So if you're someone who likes to be productive and busy, the Davenport Police Department may be for you. So the process flow. So online applications are currently being accepted. And when that closes, Human Resources here at the city of Davenport goes through each and every one to make sure that those individuals who did apply are qualified to move on in the process. Then we will offer 3 dates for the physical ability testing. Applicants who pass that then move on to the written examination. Applicants who pass the written examination move on to the background investigation and polygraph. And then this ends with the final interviews with the chief and his command staff. So I'm going to go through each of these sections individually. So the minimum requirements. Applicants must be 21 years of age at the time of appointment. You must have a college diploma and or at least 30 college credits from an accredited university or college. So we do offer some substitutes, and we understand that not everyone has gone to college, but so if you've got a year of active military duty, or if you're a sworn police officer in another community, those could be used as substitutes for the college requirement. And you must be a U.S. citizen at the time of employment. So applying, go to our website, cityofdavenportiowa.com, click on Career Opportunities. And then that will bring up another page where you'll be able to select Police Officer. So only online applications are accepted. We do not accept paper applications. If you need assistance with any online access, you can come down to City Hall or visit any one of our area libraries for that assistance. After you submit your application, you will receive a confirmation email. In addition to the required information in the application, we also ask supplemental questions. These are the common disqualifiers that we found that most people have in the past been disqualified from the process based on the answers to these questions. So it is very important that you are honest on those supplemental questions. There's an information packet that is linked through the application that is full of pertinent information and also the testing information. So make sure you print that out and that you pay specific attention to what's in there. That is very important information. And also make sure that you get your application in by the application deadline. So physical ability testing. This is a state mandated testing. This is a particular test that we must give. This includes 1-minute sit-ups, 1-minute push-ups, and a 1.5-mile run. Now, in the information packet that I just mentioned, there is a chart, and based on your gender and age, that chart will tell you how many sit-ups you need to do in a minute, how many push-ups you need to do in a minute, and the time that you must complete the 1.5-mile run. So this is the one test in this entire process where you actually have the answers to the test before you take it. So make sure you check that out. Then the city nurse will also be on site to do an eye exam to see where your eyesight is currently. Those who successfully pass the physical ability testing go on to the police officer selection test written exam. Again, this is a state mandated test. This is a test that we have to give in exactly as it's written. There are 4 components. There's arithmetic, reading comprehension, grammar, and incident report writing. You must pass each individual section by a score of at least 70%. After your application is online and submitted to the city of Davenport, you can come down to City Hall into Human Resources and get a free study guide for this written examination. You can also visit the company website, Standard & Associates, linked right there, for further information. They actually offer an online practice exam for $15, so you can see how you fare in those various sections. And if you need any further guidance or areas for improvement, you can identify those ahead of the testing time. So those who successfully pass those 2 components then move into the background investigation and polygraph section. You'll be required to complete a 35-page document called a personal history questionnaire, which lists a lot of information. It talks about, it will have you list information on your relatives, relationships, references, education and employment history, any prior drug usage, and of course, any prior criminal history. This is a document that is thoroughly reviewed by investigators and the polygrapher. This is a document that you need to be truthful on. You need to familiarize yourself with the standards that are required to be a Davenport police officer and complete this document with integrity and honesty and truthfulness. We also give you a deadline to get this completed packet to us. Then a polygraph will be scheduled with our detective, who's our polygrapher. After this is completed, the background investigation roundtable discussion happens. This is a roundtable discussion of the chief and his command staff, including HR, and the background investigators and the polygrapher to thoroughly review the outcomes of the background investigations. And those who successfully pass this particular background and polygraph component will be interviewed by the chief and his member of his command staff and human resources. So after the final interview, those who successfully pass the final interview, their name will be placed on the Civil Service Commission list, which will be then taken to the next Civil Service Commission meeting for them to certify. And this is the list that the chief of police can hire from. So if your name is on the list, you have a very good chance of getting hired as a Davenport police officer. If your name is not on the list, you are always encouraged to apply again during our next application process. Chief will offer employment based on staffing needs. And those who accept an employment offer will then have to take the MMPI, which is the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory. And then also then have to retake the physical ability test, which is the sit-ups, push-ups, and a 1.5 mile run. And those who are successful up through this point will then be headed to the next Iowa Law Enforcement Academy, which is the state of Iowa's police academy. 16 weeks of training up at Camp Dodge, which is just north of Des Moines. When you're going to the police academy, you are under full salary and benefits of the city of Davenport. So this training is paid for by the city. We provide a vehicle, and this also includes your meals and lodging up at the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy. So after the conclusion of 16 weeks, you graduate from the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy and you come back to the Davenport Police Department to begin the 4-month Field Training Officer Program. And this is our intensive training program where you're paired with different training officers on different shifts within the department, learning the Davenport way of policing. So at this point, any questions? You can email me. My email address is there on the screen, scott.vanywoostein@davenportiowa.com. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me with any questions you may have.